The city can be an incredibly lonely place, especially when you are so small and the world around you is so vast and unforgiving. On a bitter windswept night, the heavy rain was not just falling. It was driving hard against the unfinished concrete and skeletal ironwork of a towering construction site. Up there, trapped on a maze of cold steel scaffolding, was a tiny life fighting against the elements. Her name is Jade. Just a fragile ginger tabby kitten, but her reality in that moment was a nightmare of freezing rain and terrifying heights. She was huddled in the darkest corner she could find, her tiny body trembling violently with every gust of wind. But the cold was not her only enemy. Somehow, she had wandered into a spill of construction paint. Thick, sticky patches of blue and white paint clung to her beautiful ginger fur, matting it down to her sensitive skin. As the chilled air hit the wet paint, it began to harden, turning her own coat into a stiff, suffocating shell that made every slight movement painful. Her little white paws, usually so soft and nimble, were heavy with the toxic sludge. She was trapped. Down below, the city continued its busy rhythm. Cars splashed through puddles, their headlights briefly reflecting in the dark streets. But no one looked up. No one could hear her faint, desperate cries over the sound of the storm. She pressed her wet face against the unyielding iron, her large, expressive green-gold eyes filled with a heartbreaking mixture of exhaustion and profound sadness. She was losing hope, curling tighter into a ball, waiting for a warmth that seemed like it would never come. And then, a flicker, a break in the darkness. Through the heavy curtain of rain, a narrow beam of yellow light sliced upward from the ground. It swept across the damp brick walls, over the flapping plastic tarps, and finally, it found her. The warm beam hovered, illuminating her shivering form. For a moment, she shrank back, her ears flattening in fear. But as a figure slowly climbed the treacherous, slippery scaffolding, reaching out with gentle, steady hands, a tiny spark of trust ignited in her tired eyes. She did not fight. She was too exhausted, and perhaps she somehow knew that her lonely ordeal on the cold iron was finally over. Wrapped securely inside the dry, protective folds of a heavy jacket, Jade was carried down from the terrifying heights. The harsh noise of the construction site faded, replaced by the steady, rhythmic heartbeat of her rescuer. Arriving at the rescue center, the true extent of her suffering became painfully clear under the bright clinic lights. The paint had formed hard, crusty bonds across her chest and sides. It was pulling at her skin, causing immense discomfort. She was shivering uncontrollably, her core temperature dangerously low. There was no time to lose, but every action had to be taken with the utmost care and patience. The healing process began not with medicine, but with profound gentleness. Slowly, meticulously, the hardened, ruined patches of fur were clipped away. She flinched initially, her eyes wide and anxious, but the soft, reassuring voice of her caretaker seemed to anchor her. With every heavy, paint-soaked clump of fur that fell away, you could almost see a fraction of her burden lifting. Next came the warm water. Oh, the absolute relief of it. As the soothing, warm water washed over her frail body, gently massaging away the dirt, the grime, and the lingering chill of the storm, Jade closed her eyes. The frantic trembling began to subside. She leaned into the soft hands bathing her, letting out a faint, hesitant purr. It was the sound of a broken spirit slowly beginning to mend. Wrapped tightly in a thick, heated towel, she looked like a tiny ginger bundle. Only her delicate pink nose and those striking green-gold eyes peeking out. She was placed safely inside a recovery bed, bathed in the deep, comforting glow of an orange heat lamp. The artificial sun warmed her right to her bones. Then came the milk. Fed carefully from a small syringe, the warm nourishment brought a sudden burst of energy to her lethargic body. She latched on eagerly, her tiny white paws kneading the soft blankets in pure, instinctual contentment. That night, under the steady, watchful glow of the heat lamp, Jade finally slept. Not the fitful, terrified sleep of the scaffolding, but a deep, restorative rest. She was safe. She was warm. Weeks passed, and the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. The scruffy, fearful kitten, who had nearly faded away on a cold iron beam, was gone. In her place blossomed a stunning, vibrant young cat. Her ginger coat grew back remarkably thick and incredibly soft, gleaming with health. The stark white patches on her chest and paws were pristine, no longer stained with the struggles of her past. But the most beautiful change was in her eyes. The haunting sadness had vanished completely. Now, those green-gold eyes sparkled with curiosity, confidence, and immense joy. She discovered the thrill of chasing feather toys, the comfort of soft cushions, and the undeniable power of her own loud, rumbling purr. Today, Jade does not look out at the world through a curtain of freezing rain. She sits proudly by a wide, sunlit window in her forever home. The golden afternoon light streams in, warming her beautiful fur as she watches the outside world in complete safety. She is surrounded by a family who adores her, a family who sees the resilient, gentle soul within. She is a testament to the power of compassion. From a fragile, forgotten life trapped in the cold dark, she has stepped entirely into the light, and she will never, ever